Good morning. It's pretty icy and cold and wintry out here today. It's golly, I don't know, what is it today? 23rd of February? So hopefully we're almost done with this stuff, but it's getting miserable. Anyhow, some updates. Haven't talked about the project for a while. Progress continues. Talk about this first. Got these risers. Those are just some eBay specials that I got. Pretty cheap. I like them. Pretty cool. And they've got these screw-on tops to hide the bolts, which is kind of nice. The bars, they're just some cheapos that I got off of J&P. The only thing that's kind of too bad is, I don't know if you can see them under here, I don't know if it'll show up or not, but they're dimpled right here for wiring, which we're not going to have any wiring. There's not going to be any switch gear on the bars at all. So, so it goes. They weren't available without the dimples. And I didn't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars getting other bars. These were cheap. These are the Moto Iron levers that I got those from PC Bros. Lovely. Went ahead and got this as just a pressure switch type brake light switch that I went ahead and threw on there. This is all just kind of mocked up for now. I wanted to see what it would look like. I think I'm pretty happy with it. So that's done. Here's the oil tank. This thing's been fighting me a little bit. I think we've got it. I mean, what I did was this thing was made basically in 3 pieces, a cylinder and then 2 semicircles welded onto the end, and there's this big bead of weld around the outside, and I thought, well, let's clean that up a little bit. So I smoothed it all off, and in the process created a billion pinholes. So Dan, mainly, and I went through and re-welded and cleaned it up, and hopefully it holds oil now. Although I think just to be safe, and this is a little bit of a risk, but I do think I'm going to use a epoxy liner in this, because I'm just worried that we're never going to get all of those. I'm not worried about the welds sort of mechanically. They're fine. It's not going anywhere. But if there's any little pinholes left, the epoxy should clear it up. The epoxy guys say it's safe on oil tanks. We'll see. I suppose the risk is little chunks of epoxy fall off and flow around through the oil, through the engine, which probably wouldn't be good, but we'll deal with that when we get there. Totally decided to redo some stuff on the fender. If you look, see it's way smaller than it used to be from the last update. I was looking at it and I just decided it was just too bulky. So there's the cutoffs right there. I cut a big chunk off of either side and then actually shortened it a little bit. Gave it a little different contour on the end. We'll see how that goes. The wheel right now, it's not positioned. It's just kind of sitting loose. It's not tightened up. So if it looks funny relative to the fender, that's fine. Here's an issue. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, if there's an easy solution or not. This is a spacer block that I got, and it's got a square section on the back that rides in this notch in the frame. And then eventually there will be a adjuster bolt that goes through this thing here that screws down. There'll be a jam nut on that side. So anyway, you can use that adjuster bolt to position the axle front to back. And there's one on both sides because there's an adjuster block on both sides. And as you can see, these things are pretty thick. I don't know, just, what is that? Probably not 3/4, maybe, I don't know, 5/8, whatever. And anyway, as a result, the axle is all the way in right now, and it's coming up short. I mean, it's just maybe a 1/16 of an inch sticking out, which obviously isn't going to get us there. Plus, the license plate bracket's going to end up bolting on there, and that's probably another, 1/8 of an inch thick as well. So with that in place, the axle would just be sitting absolutely flush to that. There's no room for the axle nut to go on there. So I'm not sure if there's an option here other than just to get another axle, get a longer one. This one, if I remember right, I measured it out, and it's from the bottom of the head of the axle to the absolute end is about 11 3/8. So, we'll need at least another 3/4 of an inch for, for the nut on the end and the washer and all of that. So, 11 3/8 will turn into, basically 12.5 is what I need end to end. So anyway, that's the question of how to get that sorted and which way we go, and try to get that figured out today and get a new axle coming, which I guess is just one more thing. Why not? Just for whatever it's worth, we ended up having to refabricate the fender struts. There's the old ones right there. Those are going in the trash. Oh, hey, forgot about this. This will be fun. Got a whole box full of Lil Daddy Roth spray paint. Got some cool stuff in mind for this thing. There's our silver sulfite silver base. Here's the let's see what we got here. Sulfite silver flake, gang green candy. That was the last one. There it is. Greasy black candy. Got some 1K clear. Got some 2K clear. Those are the primers back there. So I'm gonna probably, maybe foolishly, I'm gonna try doing a paint job on this stuff. That'll be, one more new thing on all this. We'll see how it turns out. But, why not? Give it a try, see what happens. Anyway, that's the update for now. We'll talk soon.